Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm really happy today because some of our team members took a ZTrain free webinar today. I've talked a lot about Zingermans in the past. I'm going to include a link below for their business classes called ZTrain. It's very useful. It's been very, very helpful here at Achatz Pie Company over the 26 years. Many years ago, I took a class called The Art of Giving Great Service, and I'm so glad that I took that. When I took it, it was probably a 2-day class. I think it's a 1-day course now. But what I learned there, I brought back to the company, I put it in a format, and I have taught that class now for many years. And now some of our other store managers teach the class now to all of our new trainees, you know, and it's so important to be able to explain clearly what you feel great service is and how you expect great service delivered from your employees. If you have a hard time explaining and defining what you feel great service is, you're going to have a lot of trouble when you start to hire your own employees, your own team members are coming aboard. You know, what I feel great service is and what you feel great services might be two different things. So it's always great to sit down, have a little class, you know, teach, talk about it, talk about bad service experiences that everybody has had, talk about great service experience, talk about why are we giving great service here in the world, you know. I'm excited to hear what they have to say, and you know, perhaps they learned some new things today that we'll have to incorporate in our 3 Steps to Great Service class that we teach here at Achatz. In that class, you also learn 5 steps to handling a customer complaint. Now, we don't get a whole lot of complaints here at Achatz Pies, but man, when we do, there are 5 steps. There are tools that we use to handle them, and they've been really useful for us here as a company. Even the same tools can apply if you are handling an employee complaint. Are you in a business where perhaps you're a manager and maybe you have had employees come to you with complaints? You know, and as servant leadership, as one of our core values, these 5 steps just go along perfectly and beautifully with what we expect people in leadership as they are role modeling servant leadership to use. Maybe you feel that you're not in the service industry. Maybe you're working in an office, maybe you're working on the loading docks, and but you know, you still really are in the service industry. You're still answering the phone, you're still coming in contact with, you know, the truck driver pulling up to the dock or the salesman walking in. You know, how are you treating those people? How are you treating your coworkers? You know, what's the vibe? What's the energy that you're giving off? We do an exercise in the class where we talk about some of the other places in our community where we have experienced really great service. And it might not be really super obvious, but you know, when you walk into a place, whether it's your grocery store or restaurant or the township hall, you know, or the barber shop or whatever, you can pick up on the energy that people are exuding. You know, is it a caustic and hostile work environment? Your customers walking in or the people coming in, I can pick up on that energy. I know I can. I know there's places that I avoid like the plague. You know, I can tell that people are really stressed out. People don't want to be there. You know, I'm thinking of like the Secretary of State. I hate going, not that it's hostile, but it just feels like I'm treated like cattle, right? And we are a number. We pick a number and then we wait for 2 hours, you know? I've got to tell you though that Michigan State has really figured out the Secretary of State. It's gotten a lot better. But I know last year, man, I drove around on an expired driver's license for like 6 months. I just avoided the whole thing because I have such bad memories of being in there and just feeling the bad low energy. I could just feel that people hated working there too. So, you know, where do you go throughout town? Or do you call places? You know, and at Achatz Pie Company, when you call, you better get Hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon, Achatz Handmade Pie Company. This is Wendy speaking. How may I help you? You know, or something like that. So we like to introduce ourselves. That kind of sets the playing field. It sets the conversation. Hi, I'm Wendy. I'm being open here. I'm asking you how I can help you today. And so that's the right way to answer a phone. And at one point at Achatz Pie Company, we even had little mirrors next to the phone. I remember that was something that I had learned from somewhere, is to put little, what we call them, smile mirrors next to our phone so that we could see ourselves when we were answering the phone. And people can tell if you're smiling or not, even on the phone. So we just really wanted to deliver great, happy service. You know, people are walking into a pie shop. I tell my the frontline people that are working in our stores, you know, our customers are walking into a pie shop. It's pie heaven. Yay! I'm in a pie shop, right? It's not like you're walking into the dentist office to get a root canal, right? You're coming in, you're hoping for a great experience. Let's match that really great, high quality pie, that delicious, luscious pie to go with your delicious, luscious personality, right? So, you know, one of the things that that I remember back when our service really started to fall and I really had to just, you know, call time out and have a meeting was when we first moved our bakehouse to Chesterfield. We had opened a big bakehouse where we could do all the baking in one place. We had actual front offices. We even were allowed to have a small storefront here in Chesterfield. So we were able to have a retail location adjacent to our bakehouse. So man, people found out in this area that we were gonna open a shop, that where we opened, they were calling like crazy. The phone was ringing off the hook. People wanted to know what were our hours, what are the directions, how do you get there? You know, what kind of pie do you have? We're so excited that you're here. What a great happy thing, man. If you open a shop and your phone starts ringing off the hook, that's a great thing. But some of our employees, some of the people that were working in the front offices were having to intercept some of those phone calls. You know, the people that were working in the storefront that usually, you know, all the calls are mostly for, you know, line 1's ringing, line 2's ringing, line 3's ringing. So everybody in the office was really having to answer the phone too. And some of the people in the office, they're counting money, they're doing accounts payable, accounts receivable, they're having to keep, you know, numbers straight. It was very important, but they were getting really aggravated because they too were having to answer the phone. And my husband was very insistent that a human answers the phone, that they don't get put off to some robot or into some voicemail. So it became an issue. Where people were just thinking like, man, if these customers would just go away, we could get our work done, right? And that was like, no, that's the wrong attitude. That is totally the wrong attitude. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to answer the phone. We're all gonna take turns here for like that first 6 months or a year, the phone was just ringing off the hook. Well, all of our vendors were calling and you know, we had a new location and we needed to help people out. So no matter what branch of a business you are working in, you are still serving people. And it's service with a smile, it's service with the right attitude. Just think about it, you know? All right, you guys, I'm gonna sign off today. Like I said, if I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel so that that can tell me if you like what I'm doing and want to hear more good content. All right, you guys, we'll catch you next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.